Welcome back to the arena. I'm Sutonia, joined by Mizza. We have Goonswarm versus CAStabouts. Mizza, tell me about the Goonswarm team.
So the Goonswarm team has brought a setup with the triple Typhoon fleet issues, a Rapier, 2 Maulers, 2 Command Destroyers, and 2 Deacons. And they have warped in at different ranges, but around 20 kilometers with their main fleet, and the Maulers in closer and the Deacons at 30.
Yeah, and CAStabouts have bought a triple the Shack setup with a decent support wing with the Pontifex, Hyena, Confessor, 2 Deacons, Crusade, and Punisher. Who do you think is going to win this match? Those are rapid heavy Typhoons, so it's going to be a big DPS race here, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Both setups have relied heavy on battleships and having long-range rep support. The question is, will Typhoons or Leshaks be better in this situation? And having that Rapier will allow the Goon team to apply their rapid heavy DPS to the smaller support ships of the CAStabouts team. And the match has started, and Goons are kiting away while the CAStabouts are burning in.
It looks like Goons are actually trying to kill that Pontifex first, get rid of those links. The Pontifex is already down.
Yeah, this is definitely a good choice for the target calling of the Goon team. Getting rid of that links right away. That's the tank being reduced on every ship on the CAStabout teams. In the meantime, the CAStabouts are shooting the first Typhoon fleet issue of Ren Taka.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where Goons are putting their DPS now. See, target painter effect on the Confessor. It's like Goons are going to try and clear out these other ships first, and then hopefully win the brawl at the end, whereas these triple Leshaks are going straight for the Typhoon fleet issues. They've got one of the Typhoon fleets webbed down. The other two are actually able to escape away. So it looks like Ren Taka is probably going to die, but the other 2 fleet Typhoons are pretty far away. And that way they can kite out the other 2 Leshaks, or at least force them to use the lower damage exotic plasma charges, because the Leshaks really want to be able to use a Colt in this situation against these fleet Typhoons.
Yeah, we're seeing the Leshaks arrive right on top of Ren Taka. So right now his job and the Logi frigate's job is to stay alive for as long as possible, so the rest of the team can clear off some CAStabout ships, because that Typhoon fleet issue is definitely going to die. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it looks like Goons are actually going for the shack now of Lara Antipov. So it looks like Goons are going to try and clear the battleships now. They do have those shacks webbed down right now, so they're going to struggle to catch up to the next Typhoons as Rentaka's fleet Typhoon goes down.
Yeah, after the Goon team killed the Pontifex, it took them a while to actually apply any DPS. They tried the Punisher, they tried the Confessor, but they didn't do much DPS. It's probably because they were hitting reload. And during this time, the CAStabout team managed to kill off 1 Typhoon fleet issue. This is a pretty big loss for the Goons. So right now they have to kite the best they can, keep those Typhoons at maximum range so they can tank these Leshaks for longer. And as I was saying that one of the Goon Deacons went down, this is huge.
Goons are losing their Deacons, which is a big problem. They still do probably have a few rep bots around on the Pontifexes, Mega Maulers, and the 2 remaining Fleet Fiends.
Yeah, but the thing is, rep bots can be smart bombed, and with the Leshaks, they have the high slots to fit the smart bombs. So I don't think rep bots are going to be that reliant in this matchup.
Yeah, and it looks like the Typhoons, they're on reload right now, or they're not really applying too well. So we see a Crusader taking a bunch of damage, just like a Crusader's tackled Me2's fleet Typhoon, and they're trying to clear him out, but looks like he's tanking fine right now.
Yeah, in the meantime, Goons are losing their Deacon, and the Leshak of Lara Antipov is actually stabilized and seems to be tanking these Typhoons fairly well. So this is definitely not looking good for the Goon team.
Yeah, I think if the Leshaks can follow up and tackle Me2's fleet Typhoon, I think it's probably over for Goonswarm. Right now, they're trying to take down Lara. If they can get at least one of the Leshaks off the field, I think it'll swing back in favor of Goons. But they're about to lose one of their link ships, the Magus. They still have the Pony, which probably has the armor links, but it's another big loss for Goonswarm right there.
Yeah, it looks like the Typhoons have managed to reload as the Leshak is taking heavy damage again. But is it going to be enough even if they kill this Leshek? I'm not so sure. The CAStabout team still have their deacons, still have 2 full HP Lesheks, and still have a lot of tackle.
And the Leshaks actually have arrived onto the Fleet Typhoon now of Me Too. You can see there's 2 Leshaks now are in occult range. So all three Leshaks are now doing heavy DPS to that remaining Fleet Typhoon. And once they ramp up in about 20 seconds, I think he's going to be dead.
Yeah, Me Too seem to be dying much quicker than Lara in the Leshek. And this is also one important thing about these setups, is that having your battleships up will actually improve your repair power, since they have these remote repair drones. So having 3 Lesheks means you have much more ripping power than just 2 Typhoons, and they still have the deacons as well.
Me Too's Fleet Typhoon goes down. It looks like Lara is stabilizing now with just the 1 Fleet Typhoon left for DPS, really. I mean, there's still 2 Maulers, and looks like they have 3 guns fitted. If you look at them, they got some utility hides. I think one of them's smart bombing, so they're not really doing that much DPS, probably 200 DPS each.
Yeah, so that's definitely been the weakness of the Goons team. They have the rapid heavies, and they can be good at killing small support quickly, but even then, the CAStabout actually managed to survive fairly well, and the Rapier just went down, so that makes it much more difficult for them to threaten the support ships. So what do you think about the Rapier as a choice compared to the Hyena that the CAStabouts team brought?
I mean, I guess it maybe makes sense of what Goons are trying to do. This is kind of like a Kingslayer sort of comp, but that's like a lot more heavier, I guess.
Yeah, it could look like a Kingslayer comp, but usually the Kingslayer comp relies on executing the hostile Tech 2 Logic Cruiser. And when the hostiles are bringing Logic Frigates, you can't really do much against that. You can't kill them as easily. And you're saying
Yeah.
that the CAStabout Deacons, they tried to kill one of them, but he's just sitting there in full armor. He was easy to rip up again.
Yeah, we saw Goonswarm ban out their 2 shield logistic frigates, so I guess maybe they were trying to hope to force CAStabouts into bringing a Tech 2 logistics cruiser, which this comp would be very, very strong against. But they just went with the Deacons, which are the most popular Logi frigate that we've seen, or Logi altogether, and so they just got outmeted basically.
Yeah, they left the armor logistics frigates right open, so they seems like they didn't think that part through, or maybe they're just trying to achieve something else. But if you want to face logistic cruisers, you need to ban out all the logistics frigates, and that's not possible without having 4 bans.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the real reason why Goons are losing here is because this is Jove space and it's not Delve, and Castabouts are cowards, and they just need to come into real Delve instead of the Jove space, which is floodplains.
They are certainly going to hear from that a lot, and with Init winning the previous match, it seems like Init are the ones carrying Goons these days.
Yeah, I mean, Init's the real Goon Corp now, right? It's the Goonswarm is the feeder corp, then Init's where you go once you know how to do more than just anchor up.
Yeah, and while we are shit talking, the last remaining ship of the Goon fleet, the Typhoon fleet issue of Bertel, is taking heavy damage. You do not want to be shot by 3 Lesheks when you are flying a battleship, and there's not much he can do.
Yeah, we're gonna see Birdo go down here. Last remaining Goonswarm ship.
It's just a sliver of structure, and there he goes. So the match is won by CAStabouts, and they lost only their Deacon. Sorry, Pontifex. So let's send it back to the boys in the studio.